Hello again, everybody. It is Sunday, November 1st. How the fuck is it already November? Crazy. Years gone by fast. Yeah, with all the shit going on. Either way, it's November 1st. Welcome back to the bench with the boys here on Riding the Pine. We got Marv down in the great state of Georgia. We got Michael Schiebel coming from us in Broadalbin, Perth.
Yes, sir.
I am Adam Zabrowski. This is episode 2 of Riding the Pine. And before we get going, heading into this thing, we knew we were going to have fun with it. We knew it was going to be good our way. We didn't expect 480 of you to watch us. We didn't expect over 50 of you to subscribe to us. So we want to thank you all for everyone that supported us that first week. And we got a little special way of doing it. Nothing like a good old toast. Ain't that right, boys?
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
Thank you for the support.
Ooh, down the wrong pipe.
Yeah.
This is not the first time I cried today.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah, stick with us. We thank you all. We appreciate you all. Be a friend. Tell a friend. If you don't like what you hear, never happened. Go about your day. We go about our day. You hear somebody talk about it. You say, oh, I never heard that before. You lie to them. Other than that, you like us, tell people. We appreciate you all. Thank you. Here's to another great week. We hope to get the same numbers, if not more. As a matter of fact, we hope for some more. So with that, let's get to it. World Series wrapped up this week, and I want to congratulate, it hurts me to say, the New York Yankees, number 28. It was a long time coming. The Yankees finally won the World Series. Guys, I know it sucked to watch. For me anyways. I know you guys were enjoying yourselves. It was a good season for the Yankees. What do you guys got to say to that?
Well, that's it's kind of a low blow, but congratulations to the Dodgers, well deserved.
No, wait,
great team.
Hold on. Wait. The Yankees won the World Series.
No, they did not.
Wait, did the Red Sox make the playoffs?
They signed Garrett Cole, and
Right.
that meant they won the World Series. The Yankees won the World Series.
No, I mean
the Red Sox must have won because I saw Mookie Betts hoisting that World Series trophy.
Well, no, the Red Sox traded Mookie Betts, but the New York Yankees signed Garrett Cole for $3.25 for 10 years, and that meant a World Series ring. And I could have swore the Yankees won the World Series the other day.
No,
he's got 9 more years to get it done.
Yeah.
No, it was the Dodgers.
It was the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yes.
The Los Angeles.
It was the
Dodgers,
Brooklyn Dodgers.
Didn't win again. They didn't win this decade, and they're starting the 20 strong. But it was the Dodgers who finally broke through for the first time in 32 years. 1988, Kirk Gibson, all that shit that we still see. I can't believe it. I just saw Vince Scully. The Dodgers take down the Rays in 6 games. Congratulations to the Dodgers. It was a long time coming. You got to feel good for Clayton Kershaw. He
was no Clayton Kershaw.
It was much like
he pitched his ass off for sure. I mean, he deserved his ring. He finally got it, and they were a great team. Nobody can deny that. So it was a great World Series. Both teams were great, and the Dodgers well deserved. Congratulations.
In Kershaw's postseason history, it's much like David Price's before Price finally broke through with the Sox a couple of years ago. It's just, he just gets piled with shit time after time. You're great in the regular season. You have those accolades. You have the Cy Youngs. You have the wins, the ERA. All that makes you a great pitcher in the regular season. 20 games. You get to the postseason, you crumble. And it's well documented. Kershaw was not a great postseason pitcher before this season. He finally broke through. You got to feel good for him. But the main focus right now, before we get to the social aspect of it, what the fuck is Cash doing pulling Blake Snell?
I
don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know, man.
It didn't make any sense.
Called it the worst decision in World Series history, I believe. And honestly, I really can't disagree.
I mean, what was he at? Like 73 pitches?
77. Same
77?
toilet.
But he only given up 2 hits. He gave up
2 hits.
2 hits.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
In the 6th inning.
And it's not like, dude, he won the Cy Young. Like, was it last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago, off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was 2 years ago. But like,
I think it was 2 years
so
ago.
Blake Snell's not like a scrub. Like 2 hits, 77 pitches. You let him ride. Like you just keep going.
And what
He
were we talking about last week? We were
he
saying
retired. He retired the top of the Dodgers order twice. Like
Yeah, they were 0 for 6. Yeah,
yeah,
6 Ks. It
Yeah.
wasn't
he
just
struck them all out. Yeah,
struck them all out. And it's what we talked about last week, where the Dodgers had the more talented team. Nobody can debate that.
Right.
If you do, you're a dumbass. The Rays are smarter, but the reason being is because they're all analytical nerds.
take your fucking
Analytics are
analytics
good.
and throw them out the window. Just
Yeah,
play
I mean-
baseball.
Play
Just
baseball.
Take your analytics and just
There comes a point where you have to do that, Sheeps. You have to take the analytics, take them out of your ass where they fucking ride, and just chuck them. And you keep Blake Snell in the game. You play baseball. Roll with the hot man. Feel the game out. Don't look at the numbers, the stat sheet, the gen stats, whatever the hell they call them. Analytics have a purpose in baseball, but it's not the sole purpose. And to me, it may not have made the game, but it makes a difference in the game by taking Blake Snell out.
Yeah, I mean, it just definitely it changes like the batter's straight up approach because if you're the top 3 guys, they're 0 for 6. That means they're going to start pressing at the plate against the guy, and they're going to be less confident because they're already got 2 Ks under their belt each. Like, and then you just bring in another guy where it's just a different look, different pitches, and hitters appreciate that.
And what happened as soon as Blake Snell came out of the game? Mookie Betts, single, wild pitch, run scores, another knock. Dodgers take the lead, and they don't look back.
It was quick.
Yeah.
It was quick.
But and the Rays had a great season, and we're not discrediting the Dodgers by any means because the Dodgers have the best team in baseball. And you could argue that they've had the best team in baseball for the last 4 years, but they haven't been able to put it together.
Right.
yeah. They're always
I
favorites.
will
for teams to
obviously
make the
die
World
on the Red
Series,
Sox are the best
win
team
the
in
World
20
Series.
You know, Red Sox are the best team in 2018, but the Dodgers were a damn good team. Last year, the Dodgers, 1 seed, Nationals upset them, take them down. Obviously, we know what happens. Nats go on and win it all. It's good to see the Dodgers finally get it done. It would have been nice to see the Rays win their first, but it doesn't happen. Congrats to the Dodgers. But the big news that everyone's talking about, obviously, with the era that we're in, the way the world is Justin Turner. He gets pulled in the 7th inning. He gets tested positive for COVID. So he gets pulled in the 7th inning. The Dodgers win it. Turner comes back out. And I'm sure by now everybody knows the drill, everything that happened. He's out there for pictures, hugging guys, mask on, mask off, families out there, you name it. And it's obviously caused a big uproar. So I want to get your guys' opinion, Sheebs. I know you felt pretty strongly about this, so I'll go to you.
I just think it's silly. Like, just do what you're told. Sebastian Maniscalco would say, do what you're told. Like, just they put you in isolation. Just stay there. Like, yeah, it sucks that you, like, theoretically can't be out there to celebrate with your team after winning the World Series. Like, I get that. That sucks. But, like, don't go and, like, endanger other people's safety just, to celebrate. Like, you can celebrate after with your team. Like, I don't know. It's
I hear you, Sheeps, but
it's fucked up.
I just think,
there's just so many like moving, like there's just like so many like things like I don't know. It's tough. It's a really tough thing.
I feel
'Cause
like
they were around him the whole game already, and in the clubhouse prior to the game, and the whole rest of the week. So, like, you never know.
I feel like if it was that big of a deal, I mean, yeah, he shouldn't have went out there. He should have stayed, whatever. Yeah, I get it. But also, like, I think, if the Dodgers players were really that, worried about it, they wouldn't have been hugging him back. It wouldn't have been he wouldn't have been welcome. They would have been like, yo, get out of here. But, they won the World Series, and Turner's been there, through the years where they almost had it, and then now they finally got it. And who knows? I think he's a free agent this year, so I don't even know if they re-sign him or I don't, it could be the last time he plays for the Dodgers. And then, could have been his last World Series. So if he didn't go out and celebrate, he might have regretted it.
With Justin Turner, he's either the 2nd or 3rd longest tenured Dodger. He's been there since 2014, and Kershaw's the
Kershaw and him,
Kenley Jansen's in there as well.
Yeah, he's close.
I'm with you. I'm with you though, Marv. and Sheebs, I don't discredit what you're saying. I know.
Yeah, no,
I know.
I agree with you. He shouldn't have went down there. Like, yeah, but I
No,
don't
the
know, I
thing
think-
is, though, like if he's gonna go out there, just keep the mask on the whole time. Like he had his
Yeah,
mask off,
that
and
that
his
is
manager, his manager is a cancer survivor, puts him in a higher risk category, and he's sitting like right next to him with his mask off. Like just it's just like stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's just
That's
silly.
true.
Silliness. A lot of
I joked
silliness.
with you guys and a couple other people that what I'm going to say might get us canceled before we even get going. But it's the freedom of speech. I'm going to say what I have to say about it. Justin Turner is getting way too much of the blame, way too much of the hate. What you said, Marv, about him going out there, the Dodgers, if they didn't want him out there, they wouldn't have let him out there. This is the team that you're talking about being in isolation with one another for how long, right? You know, the past month. So chances are Justin Turner has it. He's been around these guys every day. So we haven't yet today. It's Sunday. This is going to come out Monday, so who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. But we're sitting here Sunday. Nothing else about the Dodgers have come out, correct?
Yeah. Right.
So Turner's been around them the whole time. It could have been a false positive for all we know. We really have no idea.
Yeah, we really
Either
don't.
way, he's been around them for the past month in isolation with one another in this bubble that MLB created. Speaking of MLB, they're the ones to blame for this. How in the fuck do you let this happen? You have your players in a bubble, or so we thought it was a bubble,
Yeah.
and somehow one of these guys gets COVID.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering too, because that was like a big thing. That's why the World Series was in Texas. So it could be a bubble.
And that's why you don't have them going from LA to Tampa.
And how did somebody get COVID?
Exactly.
Like,
So the
that's what I
blame
don't
to me
understand.
is put on Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Now, Justin Turner, he should get nothing because of the fact that the Dodgers said, come out. We embrace you. You're fine. Justin Turner, if it was on Justin Turner and the Dodgers really cared and he stepped foot out of that dugout, they would have turned him away. Mark, you've had COVID fucking 20 times already. Was I near you any of your times? If I cared, I would have came and saw you. I would have hung out with you. I would have said, hey, man, what's up? Dap you up. But guess what? I didn't do that. You know why? I didn't want the vid.
Yeah.
These guys didn't care. They said, come out. We want you here. You've been here for 6 years. You've fallen short with us twice before. You finally got your ring. Come out. They didn't care. So if you are hating on Justin Turner, I respect your opinion, but you're wrong. You are wrong.
It's crazy that that's the first time I've heard anyone refer to it as the vid.
The vid.
Well, you know, there's abbreviations for everything these days. Just like ATL, another tragic loss, which didn't happen this week. Segway King. Let's go to Thursday Night Football, boys. That's it for the World Series. Congrats to the Dodgers. But the Falcons in the ATL finally won a game after firing Dan Quinn. They rolled into the
That's not true. They fired Dan Quinn and kicked the shit out of the Vikings.
Don't. I had nothing to say to that today. Either way, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones had a hell of a game. I believe it was 25-18 the final.
25-17.
17, yeah.
To 17. I don't know. It's Sunday now. I don't remember what the fuck I did yesterday. 25-17, close enough. I think that's pretty damn good. Julio Jones had a monster game. He looked like his old self a few years ago.
He looked classic Julio. Big catches, big yards, no touchdown.
Well, the first play of the game, it was like 30 yards or something like that. I mean, it was right off the bat, right to Julio.
Yeah.
And that's where the Falcons are successful, and they're going to Julio. But on Carolina's side of the ball, Teddy Bridgewater didn't look so hot.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard. I don't think that Carolina has the best line, and without CMC, it's hard to do a lot.
I don't think Carolina has the best anything without Christian McCaffrey.
No, but my question is, why wasn't he going to DJ more often?
I don't know. It seems like a question for Teddy Bridgewater.
It puzzled me. It really did.
Well, that flea flicker was pretty dope. You got to admit that. That was pretty sick.
That's what you do when you're losing games. You got to come up with creative plays like that. I mean, the first play of this game, the Sunday night game, Dallas and Philly, the first play of the game was a double reverse to CeeDee Lamb. You know, you got to do things like that when you're losing games. But either way, I mean, not much to talk about in that game. Atlanta, good win. They go to 2-6. Carolina, I think, falls to 3-4 on the year. Now the Sunday slate, I want to kill myself. I want to die. I have been depressed because up in the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, Dalvin Cook took every single member of that Packers defense. He took their tight little asshole and just made them look like this. And if you know anything about the human body, somebody's asshole should not look this fucking big, okay? Shouldn't happen. That's what Dalvin Cook did. 4 touchdowns. 4. No, you heard me. 4 touchdowns.
3 on the ground, 1 receiving.
I didn't ask
Oh,
you.
we love some good
Shut up.
Dalvin
Shut up.
Cook.
I didn't ask you. I
163
didn't ask
rushing yards,
Didn't ask you.
63 receiving yards. He did it all.
Didn't ask you. Didn't ask you.
So I'm
I
ripping this
would be-
Adrian Peterson jersey. Gotta support the squad on a
I would
nice
be
victory
remiss to
day.
say Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers connected for 3 touchdowns. Woohoo. Vikings 28, Packers 22. The Packers couldn't stop the run for shit. Cook did what he did on the air, and one of those was a 3rd down screen pass that he took to the end zone, which had me punching my couch. I mean, quite literally, I was hammering the shit on my couch, and my sister yelled, "Adam!" I was pretty pissed, to say the least. But beyond the passing game, we couldn't stop the run for shit.
Our defense didn't look as bad as they have the rest of the games of the season so far. Jeff Gladney, the rookie corner, getting his first career sack.
But you look at the first half. Both teams had the ball 2 times. Both teams scored 2 times.
This is true.
Going to
This is very
halftime, 14-14. 4 possessions total. That was the quick. Sheebs, no matter what happened in this game, that was the quickest first half of football I've ever seen. It
Combined
was 2
passing,
o'clock and it was halftime.
combined passing between Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins in the first half, only 20 attempts.
Yeah, and then the second half, what happens? Vikings start with the ball, march right down the throat. Okay. In my head, watching that game, I said, first team to punt loses the game. Doesn't matter what happens thereafter. Vikings march down, score. Packers get the ball.
And
They,
J.K. Scott steps
No, it
on the
wasn't
field.
J.K. Scott. It was a failed 4th down conversion in the end zone to Equanimous St. Brown.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Off of his hands.
That's
But the play before that hit off of his hands. And here's the thing that pissed me right the fuck off. The Packers by no
Let's hear
means
it.
deserve to win this game. I want to look in the camera and say that. The Packers suck today. No right winning the game. If they won the game, count as a lucky win. You take it when you can get it, but they didn't deserve it. How is that not pass interference?
Yeah.
How is this right here? Look at that. Is he playing the ball? No. Is he grabbing his arm? Yes. That's
His head's
pass
turned.
interference. That is pass interference. You know what they did? They threw the flag and picked it up because Mike
Even-
Zimmer is a bitch. Mike Zimmer is a bitch and was bitching in the official's ear. You know what that was? Turnover on downs.
You guys had opportunities,
Down
though.
play.
Like, we got 12 men on the field late in the game, too. Like, there's some
But that's what Rodgers
good
does.
penalties.
No,
Irv
no,
Smith
no.
had 2 penalties in a row late in the game.
And do you not remember the 3rd down play? Oh, no, well, you were at fucking Lowe's Home and Garden all day. Jair Alexander gets called for a ticky-tack PI on a 3rd down. Puts the Vikings in
Was
the
it the one on Justin Jefferson?
Yes. Not as bad as that. Then Josh Jackson gets called for one in the end zone. Couple plays later. Puts the Vikings at the 1. That one right there didn't get called. Somebody put it through my fucking brain how that doesn't get called. And I'm not saying that changed the game, but it you know what I mean? It changed momentum. The Packers, that was with 6 minutes left in the game. That would have put Green Bay at the 15. All it takes is 2 plays from there. Boom. Go for 2, 28-22 now with 5 minutes left and 3 timeouts. Instead of getting the ball back with 40-something seconds left and no timeouts. And then as we saw, the game ends. Aaron Rodgers gets, what do you want to call it? He strip sacked, fumble that goes up 10 yards.
Oh yeah, he just
Game
he got,
over. He got hit from behind.
he got hit. Yeah.
He was trying to go vintage moment. Either way, the Vikings, congrats, won your Super Bowl today. It took
2-5. Oh,
it took Matt LaFleur 9 games to lose a division game. 9 games. This was Matt LaFleur is now 8-1 against the NFC North. Pretty impressive.
Pretty good. And against those divisional games in the NFC North are always those are tough. Those are a lot of, especially late in the season. Those are a lot of cold games. Those are going to be a lot of hard fought games.
And today in Green Bay, it's the frozen tundra at Lambeau Field, not the wind tunnel tundra.
Right.
It was a windy ass day. We weren't kicking.
Yeah.
Your team, they were going for it on fourth down almost all game. And we'll get to an even windier city in a little bit. So away from that, Sheebs, if I had a dunce cap, I would wear it. Virtual handshake. Congratulations. You finally beat us. Good game. You won your Super Bowl. You fucked yourselves on a draft pick, and we're still first in the division.
Don't worry. We're gonna go on a run.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Maybe
And
we'll go on a huge run. We could finish like 10-6. It means we'd have to go a cool 8-1 for the rest of the season.
Yeah, right.
Definitely won't happen with the way our secondary is banged up. But you never know. So.
And I dick around, but the Vikings, for a 1-5 team going into this game, I've never seen such a scary, good 1-5 team.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I mean, the Vikings are – I don't know how they were 1-5. If you look at their team.
Lost by a point to the Titans.
Yeah, it's just –
on some nonsense. Steven Gostkowski had 6 for 6 field goals. Get the fuck out of there. That guy stinks this year. I don't care what anybody says. He stinks. Go and get our drawers blown off by the Falcons. Get our shit kicked in by Phillip Rivers and the Colts. Should have beat the Seahawks, I might add.
Yeah,
so,
actually. They're like, I think that
could be a little different. We could be a 4-3 team.
I don't think. Yeah, if you were, you easily could be 4-3 instead of 2-5. Easily.
Could be, except for week 1 when we kicked the shit out of them. And, of course, today Mike Zimmer's happy because he finally beat the Packers and Matt LaFleur. So moving on from that game, Sheebs, congratulations. You guys got us finally. Division game's tough to win. Vikings showed it today. They beat the game plan. Couldn't stop the run. That's what happens. And I am not looking forward to Thursday. We'll get to the Niners in a little bit. So let's get on to the Turpin seat. We're the now 7-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. That's right, 7-0. Take down the Baltimore Ravens, 28-24. Your classic bruising AFC North battle. Marv, we'll take it to you.
Shout out to the boys in black and yellow today. Hard fought game, AFC North battle, rivals. 5-1 Baltimore Ravens, very good team. They just added who did they just trade for? I don't know how to say his name.
Avery Williams.
No, the Ravens.
Avery Williams. Yannick Ngakoue.
Yannick Ngakoue.
Defensive guy.
Vikings.
They traded for him, made their defense better, and credit to our offense for getting the job done, and our defense, because in the first drive of the game, Robert Spillane, Devin Bush's replacement, had his first career interception and then took it all the way to the house. So that was a great way to start the game for us. Chase Claypool is a problem and is going to continue to be a problem. Today, Eric Ebron and Big Ben looked like, maybe they were starting to create a nice relationship. He was our leading receiver today, had a touchdown, and it was all part of that huge third quarter, scored 14 points and stopped. I think it was Baltimore had a 29-quarter streak of at least scoring, and the Steelers shut them out in the third quarter of today's game, so that ended that streak. And overall, it was just a great win. It was huge. We needed it. It was on the road. And now it's on to, I believe we play Cincinnati next week.
On the Cincinnati.
We're on
the Cincinnati.
For a while there, it seemed like Baltimore had full control of that game.
In the first half, kind of. After that pick six, we didn't do anything. We didn't score again until the third quarter. So
I know it was 14-7 for a little bit, and then I had my phone down just because I hated life, as we just talked about before.
Why?
I didn't want to see football related. It just seemed for a while there the Steelers offense stalled out, but it was the defense as usual that got them back in the game. Lamar Jackson, 2 picks. Yeah, and again, that's credit to the Steelers. So Pittsburgh 7-0, great start. They're in the driver's seat of the AFC North. Baltimore now 5-2. Cleveland's at 5-3. So they got what's that, game and a half? I don't do math well.
I believe so.
7, They got a 2-game lead. Hey, they got a 2-game lead on Baltimore. 2.5. I think Baltimore's 5-2.
Yeah, they are. I believe so.
So 2-game lead. The Steelers are on the driver's seat because now they got the head-to-head.
I mean, we're in the driver's seat of the whole AFC, kind of the whole NFL. I mean, we're the only undefeated team left.
Yeah, well, they're the best record in the NFL. I just saw the tweet. Somebody tweeted out earlier. The Steelers. There's 3 teams with 0 or 1 loss, and then there's another handful with 2 losses. So really, it's top heavy in the NFL this year. We look at the Steelers, the Chiefs with 1 loss, the Seahawks with 1 loss. Those are the 3 teams with 0 or 1.
Yeah, I think did the Titans lose today? Because
they did.
Now they have 2 as well.
Yeah, you got the Packers, the Bills, the Titans, the Bucks, the Saints, Ravens. There's 6 or 7 teams with 2 losses. So really, it's top heavy in the NFL this year. But moral of the story: Steelers 7-0. They win that hard division game. They got 1 to go. What's that put Pittsburgh at in the division? They beat Cleveland 2 weeks ago. Pretty handy.
Last week.
No, I think it was 2 weeks ago. They beat Cleveland.
We
played Tennessee.
It puts them at 2-0
2
in the division.
They haven't played
2-0 in the division. I don't
Steelers.
believe we've played Cincinnati yet.
No, but still, you beat the 2nd and 3rd place teams in the division.
Yeah.
So that puts Pittsburgh in a very good spot, at least in the division. You win your division games, you're in a good spot. Pittsburgh is winning all the games. So Steelers 7-0.
And correction, we play Dallas next week. So
Mike Tomlin, too, I saw today, passed Tony Dungy for the most wins all time as a black head coach.
Yep.
So Mike Tomlin, I've always been a big Mike Tomlin guy.
I'm a huge
I thought he should have got coach of the year.
He's always been a pretty consistent coach too. Like the Steelers have not really been
I mean,
God
look at us
awful.
last year. Look at what happened to us last year with injuries and everything, and we were still 8-8.
That defense was flying around, especially towards the end of the season last year.
He's a defensive guy, so I think he's got his defense, and I think that was another huge reason why Ben came back this year because he had major elbow surgery. He could have been done this year, but he said that this defense was one of his. He's got the defense that he believes they could take it to the Super Bowl, and starting off the year 7-0 is a great way to try to achieve that goal.
You don't become a head coach for one team for this many years without having consistency. So
3 head coaches in 50 years is a pretty good organization right there.
Yeah, Dell, like you said last year, what he did with that team with all the injuries that Pittsburgh had. Me personally, I thought he should have got coach of the year. You're not going to give coach of the year to a guy that goes 8-8, 9-7. But you have to put his name in the hat. You have to respect what he did.
Oh, absolutely.
But
yeah.
Now that he's got a full crew this year, now that he's got the defense, he's got his quarterback back that's been there for 16 years now.
I believe
2004.
4, yeah.
The 04 draft with Eli, Phillip, and Ben. So 16-year veteran, 2-time Super Bowl champion. He's got his quarterback back. He's got some deadly receivers, even though Deontay Johnson didn't do much today.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's all right.
It's all right. You're right, because they got the win. Steelers 7-0, in control of the NFL. We're going to go from Maryland now to Orchard Park, New York, where the Buffalo Bills took on the absolutely defeated New England Patriots. And Buffalo wins 24-21. Josh Allen did not have an MVP-like day, but he got an MVP-like win. Diggs had 6 for 92. Allen finished with only a pick and I think 115.
He had 154 pick, but he had a rush touchdown, so he's still.
And that's their only touchdown in 8 quarters of play, and the Bills are still winning. They go 2 games with 1 touchdown. Or 2 touchdowns. He had a 2-yard rushing touchdown, and Moss had a touchdown. So
Moss had 2 touchdowns today. Moss and Singletary split evenly, 86 and 81 yards.
They did. No, you're right. That's my bad. So either way, the Bills are finding a way to get it done. They finally take down the Patriots, and I'm sure, as a Bills fan, knowing a few of them,
Larry, that's got to feel good. That's got to feel good to get a win against
Larry, Big Joe. I mean, just all Bills fans. it's got to feel good being the Patriots, but it might not have the same sweetness as it would if you beat Tom Brady and the Patriots,
Correct.
per se.
Yeah.
Either way, you won the game. You beat the Pats. You're in control of the AFC East. Bills 24-21, guys. What do you got?
I just want to talk about Damian Harris. Right, really, that's it. I mean, 16 carries, 102 yards, and a touchdown. He had a fantastic day today for New England. If there's any sort of light to shed on that loss.
Cam Newton said he's got to play better. Like last week, he said like, there's no excuses, blah, 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 whatever. And he comes out and throws for 174 yards, no touchdowns. He didn't throw any picks, but they lost. And now they are 2-5 with the same record as the Minnesota Vikings.
You see that right there? It should be 1-6.
What? Where?
The New York Jets have more passing touchdowns than the New England Patriots this year. 4-3 in that category. Sam Darnold has 4 touchdown passes. The Patriots have 3. Cam Newton, since returning from COVID, 0 touchdown passes.
Forget the Madden
Really?
curse. It's going to be the COVID curse now.
It's funny,
Cam
but it
Newton.
ain't. But it's
Yeah.
also true at the same time.
Yeah, it's not funny,
Patriots.
but it's just ironic, I guess, that Cam
It
Newton
is.
is now all of a sudden playing like shit.
Now you got to ask the question: does it affect how they play? And based on
It
how
might.
Cam Newton's going, it's a question. And I don't want
it-
to talk like
I say maybe only because because he does, even though he's not getting it done in the passing game, he still did have 54 rushing yards and a touchdown today. So I mean, he had 174 passing yards. That's not something to, it's not Tom Brady-esque by any means. But if you look at his total yards, it's over 200. He's got the rushing touchdown, but
Yeah,
it's
but he did
really
have a
just-
costly. He had a costly fumble too.
Yeah, he also can't turn the ball over. That's the thing too, and that's what comes with him and his running. He is going to get hit more than a normal quarterback would. Even if a normal quarterback had a bad line, a mobile quarterback is going to just get hit 10 times more than anybody.
that.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think Tom Brady's ever ran the ball before in New England.
Yeah, I don't think
I've
so.
never seen it.
1 yard, 4th and inches maybe.
Well, even still, he's never ran. He maybe dove. He could dove for a yard, but I don't
Yeah.
think Tom Brady ever used his legs to run for a yard. Either way, the Buffalo Bills of Orchard Park, New York, go to 6-2. The Patriots go to 2-5, and the Bills take the dub. You know why, boys? Because nobody
Nobody
circles the
the
wagons
wagons.
like
Like
the
the
Buffalo
Bills.
Bills.
Bills Mafia, stand up. Good for you guys. 6-2. It's about damn time.
Hell yeah.
It's been this way since the Jim Kelly era, and you know what we're gonna say to that? We're on to Cincinnati, because in Cincinnati, Ohio today, one of the upsets. In my head, there were 3 major upsets today. We already went over the Vikings. Number 2 is the Bengals over the Titans by a score of 31-20.
Yeah.
Joey Burrow for 2 1/4, 2 touchdowns.
Burrow.
Yep.
You got the rookies hooking up. T. Higgins, 6 for 78. Bernard on the ground had a touchdown, 62 yards. Tannehill, not a great game by any means. Pair of TDs and a pick. Derrick Henry ran all
Yeah,
over the
Derrick Henry had a good day still, and they lost to the Bengals.
I mean,
did.
dude, that team, the Titans had 218 yards on the ground today,
and you
That's-
still lose the game.
and they lose.
And you
This is
still
true.
lose the game.
Wow.
On one of my bet slips,
Corey Davis also had a big
Corey
game for the
Davis
Titans.
also had, 8
Davis
for
had-
128. Are you kidding me?
Davis had a huge game.
Sheesh.
With Mike Vrabel's team, okay, you lose to Pittsburgh last week. That's understandable. Close game. You came back, made it competitive. You should be able to handle these motherfuckers.
Yeah, this
You
isn't a excusable win or loss because
The weather in Ohio today was a little shaky. We're going
Yeah,
up to that next. But you got Cleveland up here and Cincinnati's down here in Ohio. It ain't the same. Jacobs getting ahead of myself. either way on the ground. Derrick Henry, you know you're going to run the ball heavy.
Yeah.
He did his job.
Yeah.
Tannehill, not so much. Joey Burrow, there was a couple plays there where he refused to go down for a loss. That man escaped. He was like Eli Manning in the Super Bowl, where he just refused to go down. He got out of the pocket and he made a play out of it. Joe Burrow's looking pretty damn good.
Yeah.
For a
he's
quarterback this
solid.
young, he just looks so poised and
Living up
composed
to
in the
that
pocket.
number one overall pick hype.
Yeah, he's playing very well.
T. Higgins playing well over the last 4 weeks.
And the
Clemson
thing
I
boy.
is,
wanted
too,
him. I wanted him so bad.
Clemson
But-
boy. I knew he was going to have a good career.
How about Joe Burrow's playing this well and their offensive line is poop?
Terrible.
Oh, it's
They stink.
absolutely
Terrible.
Stink.
It is terrible. What we say last week, Joe Burrow might get his head knocked off by the end of the year. It's like
Yeah.
David Carr when he first went to Houston in the expansion draft in the 2002 NFL draft. You need to get a line first. But Joey
I
Burrow,
will give it to him though. The Bengals did not give up a sack today. He did not get sacked once today.
This is also true.
hey, come on.
Good job. Good job, fellas.
Good job,
Out of
Bengals
way.
offensive
Hey.
line.
Who is it? Jonah Williams? Is that his last name? The left tackle that the Bengals took from Bama last year, and he missed the entire 2019 season. I think it was an ACL injury. He's basically playing his rookie year this year at left tackle. So it's almost like you got 3 solid rookies there when you consider him, you consider Burrow, and you got T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Bengals are a young squad. They're feisty. Really, they haven't been blown out this year. They haven't really been put to sleep. Like,
No.
say the Jets have or the Dolphins early last year. Not the second half Dolphins, the first half Dolphins of last year. Where you look at them and you say, wow, this team is garbage. No, the
Yeah,
Bengals
like when
are
they played the Ravens first week last year. Lamar Jackson just absolutely just destroyed them.
just destroyed them.
Just shit
Yeah.
on him.
The Bengals are competing. And Cincinnati may have a nice future. We'll see what they do in drafts going forward.
Yeah, it's a lot. They still need some pieces. They need defense. Some of their defensive guys are getting old, so they're going to need to replace them. But as far as the offensive side with weapons and quarterback, I think there's. I don't want to say set because you never know what can happen, but they have done well in the past drafts to get these guys. So
And what you look at a guy like Geno Atkins that they really haven't been playing too much. Could
They
he
just
be on the
they
trade
just
block?
they just got rid of Carlos Dunlap, so
Dunlap's gone. He's been there for 8 years. I want to
literally
say
as long as I can remember.
it's been right up around 8 years. Dunlap's been there, and he posted that Instagram story of him taking his nameplate off of his parking spot. He wanted out. Good for him, but good for the Bengals. They get a win. Joey Burrow, 2 wins now under his belt. Bengals go to 2-5-1.
And John
Yeah,
Ross
I
is
still
like,
like-
I'm still not traded. Man, that
Still
man
not
wants out.
traded.
He wants out.
Oh, Elon gone. Or Elon's gone. And you know who will take him out? Well, Green Bay will take fucking anybody. We'll get to that later. We're going to go over the trades. The trade rumor mill may not be too active, but their name's on the block. We'll get there by the end of the show. But
Pittsburgh Steelers have already made a trade, so there's at least a little bit something.
Avery Williamson and a 2022 7th rounder for a 2022 5th rounder.
Needed a linebacker, got one, and a pick. So, good job.
Hey, Pittsburgh going Pittsburgh. Am I right? Hey, from Cincinnati up to the Mistake by the Lake in Cleveland, Ohio, where the conditions were awful. The wind was about 75 miles an hour. If you ask me, there was this one field goal that I don't understand how the ball went from here to here
Yeah.
in the matter of seconds. The wind was crazy in Cleveland.
It was funny.
But Coach Gruden, I know you're with me. Knock knock Raiders 16-6.
I'll tell you what, man. I told you we were getting that win. Derek Carr only threw for 112 yards, man. And any other day, that's not going to get it done. But when Josh Jacobs, man, redeeming himself on the ground, 128 good ones. Leading
Josh
receiver,
Jacobs did have a-
Darren Waller, only 28 yards, man. But after National Tight Ends Day last Sunday, man, he's coming back for vengeance.
and you know you got to put the ball on the ground, Coach. So did you ever have fear that Josh Jacobs would get stopped? Did you ever want to put the ball in Carr's hands?
I'll tell you what, man. I believe in Josh Jacobs more than I believe in my own self, man. I believe in Josh Jacobs more than I believe in Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's going to be like Matt Foley, man, living in a van down by the river if he doesn't get his shit together here.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Baker Mayfield stinks. I would just like to throw that out there. Baker Mayfield absolutely stinks.
Hey, give me 3 knocks if you're with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Knee, head. I went head, knee. I'm embarrassed.
The Raiders. 16. Browns. 6.
Yeah.
Embarrassing game without Odell. I mean, seriously, with the Browns.
6 points. We're going to get to this later, but the fucking New York Jets put up 3 more points.
They did. That's a fact. We talked
And
facts
they
on this.
don't have a win.
Now, I will say, over by the mistake by the lake, that is Cleveland, Ohio, it was a shitty day out there. You couldn't move the ball much. That's why you keep it on the ground. But without Odell, and you have Kareem Hunt in the backfield, without Nick Chubb, you have Donovan, hey, all you peoples, Jones.
You have
Couldn't move the ball.
You have Jarvis Landry also.
Njoku, Hooper. What's the excuse? Stefanski, Baker. The fuck?
See, you know what I think it is about Baker Mayfield? It's because he's like someone like me, someone like Dylan. He's a backwards hat guy.
It's that backwards hat. You know, I threw my hat. I actually threw my hat against the wall.
I wear a backwards hat. I couldn't even get a win in my intramural flag football game. How are you gonna get a win wearing a backwards hat in the NFL, huh? Tell me.
You can't do it. And he proved you right there. Because the Raiders come out on top. They go to 4-3. The Browns go to 5-3. Even still, the Cleveland Browns at 5-3. That doesn't sound quite right, but they're there. Good for them. That's a good record. Most of us would be pissed. Browns fans act like they just won the Super Bowl, much like Sheeps did today. Hey, from one shitty city to another, to Detroit,
Oh my
where
God.
the Lions got 0-6'd by Phillip Rivers in the Colts. And that 0-6 reference is mainly because Rivers played like his old self from 13 years ago. 41-21 Colts win. Hey, they're in the AFC South. They're tied with Tennessee now at 5-2, guys.
I'm gonna be honest. Before the season started, I thought they weren't gonna be very good. I just was
Really?
like,
What the hell?
Yeah,
look,
no, because
I just didn't know
they were
how
good with
Phillip
they were good
Rivers
with-
was gonna be.
Jacoby Brissett, and adding Phillip Rivers to that team, I thought it
All
was
right,
going to
yeah,
work
like
out.
that's fair, but like, I don't know. Phillip Rivers has just always been with the Chargers. Like it's like, I don't know, like how they were saying like
You didn't think they were
Oh,
going to
man.
be good?
I didn't think they were. I didn't think they were going to be as good as they're currently playing.
I had the Packers at 12-4 this year, and one of those 4 losses to the Colts. I'm scared shitless of the Colts.
Yeah, I think they're a good team.
They
They're a good
beat,
football
they
team.
beat
Their
the
defense,
shit out of us.
their defense is all over the field a lot too. They got some pieces on there, and
Darius Leonard
Like the
is
Colts-
always
the
a
Colts
solid
might take-
piece.
I don't want to say the Colts might take that division, but
They're tied. They're right there.
it's not theirs to lose. I mean, it's like kind of theirs to lose because
It's between them and Tennessee. I mean,
yeah,
there's no.
if Tennessee's going to start falling apart, losing to fucking Cincinnati, then
You know, teams
Indianapolis.
show up on different days.
That's
This
true.
this could have been
Well,
just
with
the
the
Titans
Vikings,
trap game.
I'm not over
Yeah.
it. I'm not over it. Won't be
No,
over it.
not the Vikings. Dalvin Cook. That's
Dalvin
it.
Cook.
I'm not
Yeah.
over it.
Literally double.
Either way, teams show up on different
chef
days.
was
Anybody
cooking,
can not
man.
play anybody. The Texans at 1-6. The Jags at I think the same record. They're 1-6.
But here's the thing: we
It's
can't
a two-team race.
just skip over the fact that the Lions' leading rusher had 11 yards, 11
On
yards
on one
carry. And yeah, Matthew
11.
Stafford did throw for 336 yards, and he threw the ball 42 times, but 11 yards.
That you're not going to win a football game.
And you're looking at a team that drafted DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, he had 1 yard today on the ground. He had 1 yard
And
today
even
on the
for the
ground.
Colts, though, Wilkins was the leading rusher, not Jonathan Taylor, which was
Yeah,
pretty
no.
odd.
It was a weird day in Detroit.
It really was, but it's a much very Detroit-esque type
Yeah.
of game.
I agree.
By giving up 40 points and scoring 20 on your own with still losing by 20. The Lions might be sellers by the end of this thing. You know, coming into this week, you see reports that they might be buyers at 3-3. Now you fall to 3-4. You got two
Yeah.
questions. Are you going to sell? And is Matt Patricia on the hot seat? Kenny Galladay also got hurt.
I wonder why
Yeah, that
Darius
hurts for
Slay
them.
wanted to leave. I still don't understand.
I don't think anybody, including Lions fans, understand the Lions. I don't think.
Yeah,
the
I don't
owners
think so either.
do. The coaches do. I don't think the players do. When you get drafted there, it's like purgatory. You're just there until you leave.
They're just floating.
Hey, there's a reason why Barry Sanders left.
Calvin
early in his
Johnson
career.
just said, "I'm
There's a
done."
reason why Calvin Johnson. Yes, Sheebs. Very good. You're hey,
Literally
you got
one of the best receivers of all time and one of the best running backs of all time. I'm done. See ya.
gone. But there was another game in Missouri. I don't think it really mattered. Chiefs win.
Chiefs kicked the shit out of the Jets.
And they won by more than 21 points.
And they
covered
did. So
they
Sheebs
covered
is
the
now got a correct pick. Attaboy.
Yes.
Sheebs got one.
Didn't
that
get the
was kind of
Ravens
like,
right.
here you go pick.
Yeah.
35-9, the Chiefs win. I really don't think this is surprising. I don't
No,
think any
not
of
at all.
it's surprising. I don't think it's surprising that they covered the spread. I don't think it's surprising that they won.
Yeah.
The Chiefs won today, guys. They won a football game.
There we go. All right.
Against
Good job,
You know
guys.
what?
a JV
So
team.
there's two things I want to say about this game.
Not
One,
even. They're not
the
even.
Chiefs won a football game. Two, the Jets lost a football game. Do either of those come off surprising to you?
No, and are we surprised that
No.
Patrick Mahomes threw for over 400 yards and 5 touchdowns against the Jets? No.
Did he play the Jets?
It's
The Jets had-
it was basically
the
like a
Jets used- or
practice
the-
against a scout team for him, pretty much. It's
The Chiefs used 3 quarterbacks today.
Well, you know why?
0 points.
It's the goddamn Jets.
try
The
people
goddamn
out.
Jets, 0-8, and I
some
really don't
cares.
think they're going to win a game this year. I was looking at their schedule; it does get favorable. I know they got the Chargers on there. They still got the Pats twice.
Yeah, but
I
I
think
don't know. I think the Chargers have a lot of energy, so I don't know.
They do, but they're defeated. I mean, you lose 4 of their losses, their past 4 games. You lose when you're up by 21. You lose twice when you're up by at least 16, and you win when you're up by 17. So you're 1-3 in games that you're up by at least 16 points. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but 1-3 when you're up by 16 points or more, it's not very good.
That can't happen.
No. And you know what we're going to talk about in a little bit is the Chargers up by more than 16 points today. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The goddamn Jets go to 0-8. Your reigning Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs and Patty Mahomes. They go to 6-1. How about them Chiefs?
The Chiefs actually
Oh, they're 7-1.
moved to
They're
7-1.
7-1. Yeah, you're right. They haven't had a bye. Hey,
Yep.
and you remember how I brought up 3 major upsets this week? You have the Vikings over the Pack. You have the Bengals over the Titans. The third one is Tua
Tagovailoa.
in the Miami Dolphins over the Los Angeles Rams in that Aaron Donald-led defense. But the story of the game was that Miami defense.
The story of the
Jared
game
Goff.
is that Tua didn't throw for 3 touchdowns, and I got my pick wrong. That was the story of the game. He only threw for 1, and he only threw for 93 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Tua didn't
How
have
the fuck did they win this football game?
Tua didn't have it because their defense.
Yeah.
Jared Goff got picked off twice.
Mhm.
Then he had a fumble return for a touchdown. There was another one taken. It was the Miami defense. You know, you go into this game, you're like, oh, the Rams are going on a short week across the country down to Florida Miami's got a shot to win this thing. You didn't think it
Yeah.
would be like this. The Rams are only 3.5-point favorites going into it. You knew it was going to be a close game, but for the Dolphins to win 28-17 and now go to 4-3 on the year, are the Dolphins legit?
Dude, they're in second place in their division. When was the last time that Buffalo and Miami were 1-2 and New England was 3?
Never, because New England has won the division
I
19
believe
out
it's
of the
since
last 20.
Yeah, 19 out of the
Yeah,
last
that's
20.
crazy.
Division was when Miami won it back in 2009 when Brady was out for the year and Matt Castle was the Patriots quarterback. Buffalo has never won the division. The Jets have never won the division since the Texans came out in 2002 and the division realignment came about. But not to take your point away, Buffalo won Miami 2. And it's not that Miami's a shitty 2. Miami now you have to look at as a contender at 4-3 after beating
Yeah.
the Rams.
The one thing that's going to make or break Miami's season is their division games, because the Bills are 4-0 in the division and Miami's only 1-2. And I don't know, did they play the Jets twice already? Because if they played, I don't think so. But
And Jared Goff still found a way to throw for 355 today, even with the 2 picks and the fumble. He might have
Yeah.
had both fumbles. He had
no,
2
so
picks, and he had the fumble that was returned for a touchdown. Miami had 2 defensive touchdowns.
yeah,
So he goes away, and the Rams still don't cover the spread, but they win 17-14. Goes to show, defensive plays make a difference. And just so happened Miami took him to the house. Good for
good
them.
job by Miami.
I feel bad for Ryan Fitz, but it seemed to work out. And it wasn't that Tua led them to a win. Just they won the game.
Defense.
It was Miami's defense. And
Shit.
when was honest to God, when was the last? Did you ever think that within the next 2 years you would say it's because of Miami's defense?
No.
Hell no.
Shout out to Zach Martin. Shout out to Aben Boris. Shout out to Professor Paul MacArthur. The only Dolphins fans I know, and they are 4-3.
Hey. I got one. My sister's boyfriend, Sean, he was texting me today. It was 7
Nick Amador. This was a big win for you fellas.
Sean said, hey, the Dolphins have never won when they're in a hole. And then I texted him a little while later because I had the Rams minus 3.5. And I said, well, so much for that. Oh, hey, to all you Dolphins fans, I feel good for you guys. You're 4-3. And you know what? At this point in the season, did you think you would be 4-3? Probably not.
Probably not.
Because at this point last season, you were 0-for. Being looked at as one of the worst teams in football. But yet here you are. You're peaking. You are right there in the AFC playoff picture. You are a half game out because Cleveland's got the 7th spot at 5-3. You're 4-3. Dolphins take one over the Rams.
They definitely
didn't.
made some improvements this year. They have Byron Jones now.
They did. They got Byron Jones. They drafted well. They have been drafting well.
They're going to use their picks from Pittsburgh as well for that Minka Fitzpatrick trade, and I think they're going to use. They keep doing what they're doing. I think they're going to use them well. So
yes, and Flores, I respected the hell out of him last year after he rallied the team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The way that he rallied that team last year, he's a great head coach.
Yeah.
And he's doing a hell of a job this year. He's got some talent now. And hey, they have the Texans' first-round pick.
I feel like everybody's got a pick from the Texans at this point when Bill O'Brien
when Bill O'Brien had a freaking fire sale on his way out.
Yeah,
fucking mess and then got canned.
We'll get to the trades later, and the Packers looking at Will Fuller will get screwed out of that one because Bill O'Brien's not there. We're going on. We're going back to Mile High City, where the Broncos and Drew lock them down. Came back and beat the Chargers. 31-30, last-second touchdown, Drew Lock. He was back better than ever.
He's back dancing on the sidelines, having a great time, full of energy. I love Drew Lock. I don't know if he's the guy for Denver, but he has great potential, and I think they love what they see from him. So, he's still young. He's still got a lot to prove. But Denver doesn't have that many weapons. They got the dual running backs, but receiving-wise,
Philip Lindsay had a good game.
Yeah, Philip Lindsay had 83. Gordon only had 26, but, that's still okay.
And
But,
back to what we were saying with the Chargers though earlier. They were up by
Yeah.
21 in the game. They were up 24-3, and you lose the game 30-31. Do we put the Chargers in that Falcons conversation at this point with how many times they've done this?
No, I just think they're young and their quarterback, Justin Herbert's got to cut down on the turnovers, man. He's got to cut down on the turnovers. That's the biggest thing I think with them.
He's been playing well. You give him 31 to Denver.
I mean, yeah, he had 278, 3 touchdowns, but then there's the 2 interceptions, and just can't do that.
Denver's D without Von Miller hasn't been.
Yeah,
awful.
even with Von Miller in the last 2 to 3 years, like, yeah, it's still a good top 15.
The thing about the
defense.
Chargers too is you're missing Derwin James. That's a huge loss for them.
He's their best defensive player,
He's good,
and it's not even close.
and I know I don't want to point any fingers, but Keenan Allen was 0 for 1 passing. You're not going to win a game playing like that.
No, yeah, it's true.
That goes back to the fucking Packers. Why didn't they not go to Devontae more?
Why didn't they let him pass more? I don't know.
I just hate life. I really do. It sucks. Don't live. I just say that. Don't take my word serious. The Packers lost. I'm in depression mode until Thursday, and then by Friday morning, it'll be even worse. I don't have confidence. Moving on. Broncos 31, Chargers 30. Game doesn't affect anybody. Those are 2 bottom feeders in the AFC. But hey, Drew Lock, you showed out. Good for you. You came back from injury. We're going to go on to a game that did matter because you had the 5-2 Chicago Bears at home against the 4-2 Saints. Implications with the NFC on the line. With the Packers loss, that put the Bears in first right away. But Will Big Nuts Lutz, huge nuts, came through in overtime, hit the game-winning field goal. The Saints come out on top 26-23. Nick Foles looked like shit yet again, but somehow the Bears found a way to make it close. But they're showing their true colors. They go to 5-3. Saints go to 5-2.
I always get a warm, fuzzy feeling whenever the Bears lose. That's something we could probably agree on.
It's great. It's great. You know, when the Lions lose, it's like, all right, whatever, the Lions lost. When the Bears lose, it's like, fuck yeah, the Bears still suck 2020.
The one thing that I take away from this game is the Bears brought Mitch Trubisky in to run the ball.
That's the most Bears thing that I could ever have seen. I watched that whole
Run
game.
the fucking ball.
Again, I watched that in depression while the Bears are up 13-3. And I'm like, oh, fuck, we're out of first place. We're out of first place. It didn't occur in my head that it's the Bears that we're talking about.
Yeah.
The most fraudulent 5-2 team that has ever fucking existed.
And the thing is, no matter how bad the Bears do it, I mean, they're 5-3, but Allen Robinson is always getting his. It seems like every game.
Mm-hmm.
6 catches, 87
He's
yards,
talented.
and a touchdown. Somebody needs to pay him. If it's not the Bears,
He's going to be a free agent this year, and I think
needs to pay him.
he might be somebody that, I don't know, if Chicago loses next week, man, I don't know. Because if Minnesota wins again and Chicago loses again, I don't know.
It's closer.
Allen Robinson could have came to Green Bay, but
Allen Robinson might be on the move in the trade deadline.
His name has been out there, but the Bears think that they're contenders. They think they are. Ha ha.
That's what I'm saying. If they continue to be the Bears and when they lose again next week.
Bears aren't contenders. They're frauds. They lost to the Saints.
They play the Titans next week, so
they do, and they might be. They honestly might be decent shape against them. It's going to be a game like this.
It's going to be Derrick. It's going to be Derrick Henry versus the Bears. Who the fuck?
Montgomery? Question mark.
Montgomery. I don't know.
You know, I think the Bears defense will do fine against Derrick Henry. Their offense, though, I mean, the Titans defense is not bad.
The Titans defense isn't great, but it's not bad. They're one of those teams where if you take them lightly, they're going to come in and punch you in the face, and you're going to get your shit rocked.
It's Mike Vrabel style.
Like if you come in and you respect them and you want to play, you play hard, it'll be a good game. I think that it'll be a good game. I'm going to take the under in that one though if I was a betting man.
I'm not gonna
You are
lie.
very-
There are some very intriguing games next week. We can get to that later, but
There are. Because
There
I
are
mean, we have
some-
one more
Oh,
game
yeah.
to go. We have one more game to go. Out to the rainy city of Seattle.
We got 2 games.
Do we really?
Yeah, because I picked the Eagles.
it doesn't
Do
count.
we really? And I picked the under. But do we really have 2 games? Do you
I mean, we don't
tell
have to
us-
talk about it. We don't have to talk about it, but
We will because it's over with. Because it's 11:40
Carson
p.m.
Wentz is dog shit, and they still won.
Seattle though, 37-27 over the 49ers. Russell Wilson. They let him cook 4 touchdowns.
Russ is
Metcalf 2 touchdowns. Jimmy G and George Kittle got hurt. Hope for the best. Not really because we play them on Thursday, but hope for the best. Nothing serious. Just don't play Thursday, please. Seahawks go to 6-1. They're in control of the NFC.
DK Metcalf is a monster. 161
Fucking
yards,
beast.
2 touchdowns. Russell Wilson is a monster. Guy spends $1 million a year roughly on body recovery. And now he's the MVP frontrunner.
Can you believe
Yeah,
there
I
was
don't
a-
think. I think Russell Wilson is up here for MVP, and everybody else is like down here. It's really
Yeah,
he's balling
I
out.
mean,
He's
he's building a school. Like, come on.
Today was the day where Russ took control of MVP.
He's taking control of life.
Russ put
taking
Seattle
control
on
of
his back.
the
'Cause
NFL.
This very well could have been a game that San Francisco came into Seattle and stole. It very easily could have been a game that San Francisco could have won. And credit to Russ for actually just putting the fucking big boy pants on and balling the fuck out.
And obviously, the Niners have dealt with a lot of injuries this year. You can't go without recognizing that Thomas and Bosa, Jimmy G's been banged up. Even though he
Yeah.
played the start of the game, he's been banged up this year. Kittle
Yeah.
was out for a couple weeks. The Niners have dealt with a lot of injuries, and the fact they made this a 10-point game says a lot. Seattle does have holes. They're 6-1, yes, but that defense is a bit of an issue.
Shaky.
It really is. You give them 27 points to a Mosertless and Jimmy G-less offense. Burchard came in, I think it was, or Mullins. It was Mullins.
Mullins.
Threw a couple touchdowns towards the end.
He did well. He did all right. I think he was like 18 for 25. He's all right.
Yeah, you're letting Nick Mullins pick you apart. You're a little suspect.
Yeah. Their
You
defense
are.
has some holes, but
You got to outscore everybody, and that's what Seattle's offense can do.
right.
Though.
Yeah, right. When your offense is that live and that energetic, and you can with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett as your 2 receiver. I mean, they can
You're
do
fine.
whatever they want.
Seattle's
You're fine.
defense is the imposter. If this was Among Us, they'd be the imposter.
They would be.
The Bears
I haven't
would
played
be
that
the-
game. I don't even know
the
what fuck it
Bears
is.
would be the imposter.
Well, the Bears suck.
The Bears
I don't care. The Bears will not be in the playoffs by the end of the year. They
That's why they're
suck.
the imposter. They make
Yes.
everybody think they're good and then
The Bears
they
suck.
just stink.
The Bears
Sure.
suck. They don't stink. They suck. They suck ass. Nick Foles is Teddy Bridgewater, and Teddy Bridgewater is Nick Foles. You're only good when you have, what's the word I'm looking for? No expectations. There you go. I'm a little slow.
Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. I think
He
there was
did.
some
Against Tom
expectation.
Brady.
I think there was
But he came in
expectations.
with no expectations.
Against
know what I mean?
Tom Brady. There was expectations in that Super Bowl.
There was expectations in the NFC Championship.
Well, the
when
Vikings sucked that year
They
too.
beat the
and
hell out of the Vikings.
that far. Goal.
Still
Case Keenum was the quarterback.
should resign that
Case
man.
Keenum.
I missed that man. Isn't that sad?
He was a system quarterback, and he would have done well in Minnesota. But he was a system quarterback. Look at the NFC title game, though. You had 2 backup quarterbacks, career backup quarterbacks, playing in the NFC title game. When was the last time we could have said that?
Think about this. In the AFC title game that year, you also had Blake Bortles.
And he should have won. It should have been Philly Jacksonville.
That's crazy.
And I still feel bad for how I treated you that day. I'm sorry. But it was pretty funny. I'm so sorry. I really am, because it's no fun to lose
I
games. But
had to see you on campus too many times that day.
you were at my place.
Yeah.
You were watching the Viking game at my place, and I brought up my Rodgers sweatshirt. Even though that was the year he got hurt because of Anthony Barr. Go to hell, Anthony Barr. That was bullshit.
He's out for the year.
Yeah, well, he deserves it after what he did to Aaron. That was unnecessary. Hey, back on though. Guess who hit the under in the fucking Sunday night game? Chaboy did.
Who?
Billy on top of Dallas. 23-9. Did we even watch that? I had the game going. I didn't give a shit. I really didn't give a shit. Boston Scott had a couple nice carries. Before we got out here, I was watching on my own. Carson Wentz looked like shit in the pocket. Had a couple fumbles. But hey, Eagles win 23-9. I hit the under. I'm 2-1 on the week, and right after this, we'll get to the official stats. Carson Wentz finished with 123, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Danucci with 180. Not so shabby. No touchdowns, no picks, but a solid.
What's up with like this week? All these quarterbacks throwing for low numbers.
Dude, it was a weird ass week, and I don't know if weather had anything
unless you're
to
Patrick
do with
Mahomes.
Yeah,
And
right.
Or Russell Wilson.
I think it was just a Northeast thing with the quarterback numbers, because you look all around. You had Buffalo.
Yeah, Ben's were pretty low today too. Even
you go out west though. Who was the leading passer? It had to be Goff at 353.
Mahomes threw for over 400 yards.
All right, so you had Mahomes then Goff, because everybody else, I don't even think they hit 300.
Goff was in Miami though.
Yeah, so Southeast, but he's on the East Coast. But you look at the Northeast, you go down to Philly. I mean, granted, it's the NFC East, and do I need to say anything else? It's the NFC East.
Yeah. No.
You go to Cleveland, that may not be the Northeast, but you're right by a lake. You got lake effect shit. Green Bay, same shit. Buffalo, same shit. Philly. So you got, 8 teams right there. So even Cincy, you're getting the same kind of weather as Cleveland. Quarterbacks, it wasn't a quarterback day. It was a shitty fantasy day, shitty gambling day. I lost some money. I know that. Philly's in control of the NFC East. I don't know if that's even worthy of saying or impressive to say, but they are. Philly's in first. 4-1.
Yeah.
Dallas goes to 2-5. That's the one thing that we can say with a smile on our faces, even though I have been waiting to go on my rooftop all day because of the goddamn fucking Packers. But Dallas is 2-5, so we can smile. That's a good day.
Dallas is actually 2-6.
Stephen A is probably still smiling
2-6,
right now.
yes, even better.
Stephen A. Smith.
You know what Stephen A is gonna do?
Grinning from ear to ear right now.
Stephen A is gonna have himself a joyous Monday morning.
Yeah, Stephen A is gonna have a great next week as well, because our Pittsburgh Steelers play the shitty Dallas Cowgirls next Sunday.
Stephen A is thriving this year with how bad the Cowboys are doing. It's great.
He is. They'll go 2-7 after next week. That's great. And you know what? I love Mike McCarthy. I will always have a soft spot for him, even though it ended well. And I did want him out. I did. But now Cowboy fans are starting to see what it's like to have him as a head coach. He got us a Super Bowl, but this is the cost right here. Mike McCarthy, not the right fit in Dallas. Jerry Jones jumped the gun on that. They interviewed 2 head coaches. You should have gone a little deeper, Jerry. Not the right move. And granted, it's not all on Mike McCarthy. The Cowboys, too, just like the Niners, they have a lot of injuries. And it's no excuse.
Yeah.
2-6. You're bottom feeding. Though a team with no name beat you last week and has a better record.
They have no fucking name.
No, they're the football team. This podcast has a better name than a professional organization.
This is true.
We speak facts here.
No lies detected.
We have a name. They don't. Guys, we have a step up on a football team in Washington. We do. So, hey, Cheers to us. No free ads. Let's go to tomorrow night. It's not going to be any better. Why did
Bucks
we
by
get
a million.
shitty games? Why did we get shitty games in prime time? Because tomorrow is the Bucks and the Giants. Bucks are favored by 12.5. I
Bucks
see
by-
how that would go.
Yeah.
Seriously, what's there to talk about with that? That Brady's going to throw
Nothing,
for 250 and the Bucks are still going to win 35-10?
I mean, there's really not much to talk about. Bucks are going to take this one. Should be an easy game. Giants are terrible. They got nothing going for them. So
It's purgatory.
worse.
You know, I live in New York. Dylan, you grew up in New York. Sheebs, you live in New York. None of us are New York football fans, but to me, the only New York team is the Bills. And even still, you look at that. We would have been cursed if the three of us grew up New York football fans.
Yeah.
If the Giants have 2 Super Bowls, yes. You enjoy those, but at what cost?
At what cost now?
I like to feel like I'm cursed being a Minnesota Vikings fan, but
You have nothing. You have absolutely nothing. At least the Yankees won the World Series this year.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the Yankees didn't win the World Series.
I'll always have the Lakers.
Eh,
Thanks again, LeBron.
eh. Either way, the Bucks and the Giants. Seriously? NFL? First of all, my first problem here is how didn't the NFL flex out Dallas and Philly for Pittsburgh, Baltimore?
I mean, that would have just been a great fucking Sunday night football game.
That's what you want. That's how you get viewership. You get that matchup. Who cares? Did the three of us actually pay last week? Seattle, Arizona. We're like, oh, we're
game.
recording. Let's watch this game too on the side. I haven't peeked over at that TV since halftime.
Well, yeah, the thing is too, like if you're gonna flex it though, you have to do it like so far in advance, like at least like a week in advance. I mean, they should have seen that coming though, like given like the
No,
They
recent.
should have seen it coming after week 2.
Yeah, exactly.
When the NFL flexes, it's usually like 2 days minimum.
The problem though is all the Monday night games are decided in advance.
Stone. But when you're creating the Monday night schedule, you put the Steelers and Giants week 1, right? Nothing against that game. But in my mind, that's like, okay, Giants, check. No more national TV.
Yeah.
You know going into the season that they're going to be dog shit.
Yeah, why did they have
You
2
know
Monday
they're
night
gonna be
games?
good. So why are you giving the Giants another Monday night game?
I don't know.
It makes no sense. It really doesn't. And just imagine this Bucks team when Antonio Brown comes in a couple weeks.
Yeah, week 9, I believe. No,
Week 9, it's an 8-week suspension. But there's some legal shit that we have to take seriously. Where if he's proven guilty, I hope justice is served because
Yeah.
we put our faith in the court, we put our faith in the legal system. If they say what he did was actually in fact true and factual, I hope he's punished the way he should be. If he's not, if they say he's innocent, let him play football. It's as simple as that. So you get Antonio Brown potentially in that Bucks lineup with Mike Evans. Godwin, I don't know how long Godwin's out for. It's been a couple weeks already.
I believe he's coming back soon.
He should be back soon. It was a minor surgery. You still got Gronk, who's coming to form. You still got O.J. Howard. A loaded backfield with Jones and Fournette and McCoy. Bucks are dangerous.
Bucks are very good.
Come on against the Giants tomorrow, really at 12.5-point favorites. That seems a little low to me. As Paul MacArthur would say, when you're in negotiations. That's a little low to me. Bucks are going to hammer the spread.
I agree. Safe
Yeah.
bet.
So I'll do it for the Monday. Speaking of spreads and picks and shit, let's go back to last week. I am officially now 2-1. The three of us, we're gonna keep track to this for whoever listens this long, I don't know. We kind of ramble. So I don't know who actually goes this long, but we're going to keep track of our picks. With Dallas winning 20-9, I officially hit the under on that. I hit with the Steelers at +5.5. The only reason I'm not 3-0 is because of those Buffalo Bills. They won by 3 today. I took them at 3.5 last week, so I lost by half a point. So I am now 2-1 in our Riding the Pine standings. Dill, what are you sitting at?
I am 1-2. I had Philly, I believe it was +4.5. And then I did not hit the over on the Raiders-Browns game. The win bowl was not in my favor. And I had the Niners I think the Niners were +7, and they lost by 10. So did not hit that.
Sheebs.
You good?
I got my MRI results tomorrow, man. I'll know if I'm good soon. I just cracked that thing 3 times in a row.
I am 1-2. The Chefs covered that spread against the poor Jets. Tua did not throw for 3 touchdowns, and the Ravens did not win the football game against the Steelers. So that's where I'm at.
So we have Chaboy here in first, and we have a tie for last. And it's going to be interesting. Us 3, we're going to come up with a punishment at the end for the last place guy. I don't know. Should we do something a little groggy?
I don't know. We have to figure that one out. We got to discuss that.
We're going to discuss it. It should be something good, especially right on. We're going to keep posting these to YouTube. We're going to try to. We are going to get it on Apple. We will. And we're still going to have the YouTube videos so you can see our ugly ass faces every week. And whatever the punishment will be, it's going to be on YouTube right here on the live. Well, by the time you guys see it, it's not live, but you'll see it. Whatever the punishment is, we'll make sure it's on camera. So we'll come up with it. I'm at 2-1. Marvin Sheebs, you're tied at 1-2. The problem right now that we're running into is the spreads and the over-unders not out next week. But hey, guess what? You didn't ask for it, but you're getting it. We're going to be here on Thursday, right?
We
Yes,
should
indeed.
be good to go for Thursday.
Should be, yeah.
So you guys are going to start getting episodes on Friday, too. And I think a lot of that has to do with the reception that we got on Sunday. Last Sunday, that is. And all week long. Again, the toast that we raised to you guys, it was awesome. Our expectations were low, much like, I have in life, and maybe you guys too. Low expectations, high reward when it comes out.
Not
We
as
did
low
really
as the Jets' expectations, but they were not as high as we did.
One of us are high. It ain't me.
It's not me.
Amen.
But hey, keep the expectations low. You get results like us, and that's thanks to you guys. So we're gonna have the punishment. We're gonna have the show on Friday. We're gonna preview Sunday, whatever else comes up during the week. We'll have our picks. We'll have our locks come Friday morning. So when you're listening to this now, you get your beginning of the week little tease. You get your end of the week tease. We're right there. We start your week off good. We end your week off good. And it's going to be that cycle. Work schedules permitting, because we still have lives. We still work. We don't get paid to do this. We got to focus on our money first. So Friday morning, you'll have an episode with our locks of the week. It's going to take a little bit. We got to come up with a good punishment. That'll be discussed over the next 8 weeks. I'm thinking tattoos.
Yeah.
Negative.
You know what it should be? We get that really hot chip. Like where it comes just one chip in that package.
Fuck no.
Well, if you can't pick a damn game, you deserve to eat a hot chip.
Yeah, you say all these bad things because you're 2-1, and then when you lose out for the rest of the 8 weeks, you're gonna be boo-hoo crying about it.
I was already crying today. I already cried 3 times today. Does it fucking matter?
You're gonna be in the hot chip.
Go 2-5.
Yeah, but we beat you.
Yeah, you won your Super Bowl today. Isn't that sad? You won your Super Bowl like in the middle of the season divisional game. No response. I take it. Exactly. I see the look of
That's
despair in your
just like your defense had no response for Dalvin Cook.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't at all. It was pretty fucking pathetic.
Coming back from a groin injury, that man ran all over you guys.
Hey, what we didn't do last week was we actually got to wrap up this week minus the Monday night game because last week we stopped recording during the Seahawks-Cardinals game, which was a crazy ending. You know what's good about us doing 2 a week now is that we'll be able to review the Monday night game for you guys in our own shitty way, preview the Sunday games, go over the Thursday game as it's going on, because chances are it's going to be a decent game unlike tonight. I really don't understand how NFL didn't flex this game, but that's neither here nor there. Before we go, though, Dylan, you have our second live audience member.
Not at the moment. No.
Kristen, what the hell?
Not at the moment.
That hurts my soul. She could have got some TV time.
Has work in the morning. She has gone to sleep.
Well, so do I, because it is 12:01 here on the East Coast, because we got people on the West Coast listening, apparently. Probably not.
Probably not. Who knows?
Who knows? Who the fuck knows? Hey,
One day.
guys, we have designs coming out. We're going to have stickers. We got posters. We got shit. We're pushing this. We have big things coming up. We have a certain National League pitcher that will be coming on soon.
We have a very special guest coming very, very soon.
Very
Yes,
special
sir.
guest. It's going to be fun. We're looking forward to it. That wraps it up, I think.
And we will see all you Pine Riders on Thursday for our first midweek episode. And we look forward to starting to do 2 a week every week for you guys. So
Just keep supporting. Just keep subscribing. Keep watching. Tell your friends. If you don't tell your friends, then we won't be offended. But
yeah, it's all right.
No, fuck you. Like what they said, be a friend. Tell a friend. If you don't like us, I don't blame you. We're 3 shitty people. I don't think we're shitty people, but our opinions don't mean shit. I think we have good ones, but it doesn't mean anything. So please, tell your friends. Subscribe. You like us, we like you. You don't like us, hey, we still like you. It doesn't make a difference. That'll do it, though. For episode 2 of Riding the Pine with Sheebs, with Marv down there in Georgia. I'm Adam Zabrowski. So long, Pine Riders. We'll see you in a few days.